everybody. Chapter 2 on trail again. It's been a while. It's been a little over a month for us since we've been on trail.
Like 6 weeks.
Yeah. So we're actually really looking forward to this trail. We're in north central Pennsylvania again. We are going to do the West Rim Trail, Pennsylvania Grand Canyon. It's 30.5 miles. And we are going north to south. So we'll be boating it for the next couple of days. So we look forward to it. It's been a long time since we've been out. We're ready to get out and get hiking. So we're pretty excited about it. And we certainly hope that you'll stay along for the ride. All right, everybody. So we are about 2 hours, or I'm sorry, hour 7 minutes into our hike. We've hiked about 2.56 miles. And our elevation gain is about 671 feet since we've been on trail. But we come across this little view here, and we wanted to share it with you. So man, it's really pretty. Some outcroppings there, and I don't think you can see it, but on camera, but there's a creek right down there, but there hasn't been much water here in the last couple of weeks, and these creeks and water sources are pretty dry. So we hope that doesn't become an issue, but we will see. So anyways, there it is. All right, we're gonna go just a little bit further, stop and have some lunch, and we'll get back with you then. Stay along for the ride. Hi guys, so we're at camp. We did 7.5 miles today, which for the time that we actually, what time did we start? About what, 1:30? 1 o'clock. So we actually made really good time this morning. We got out of the house on time, which again, that's an accomplishment for us. So we got to, well, when it comes to, I shouldn't say that because it makes Johnny mad. When it comes to going camping, we don't always get out of the house on time. Now, when we have to go to work or something like that, we're never late. But when it comes to camping or hiking, we never get it pulled off. However, we did get that pulled off this morning. But we stopped at Pine Creek Outfitters. And I would suggest that if you ever get this way to do any of these trails, stop by there. And it's kind of a neat little outfitter. It's kind of, they're kind of, you got some tchotchkes and, just some cool little things. But they are the ones that are shuttling our car for us. They usually have a shuttle service, but because of the pandemic, they're not doing a shuttle service. So you pay them a fee, and then they will shuttle your car. So anyway, so we actually kind of prematurely did it, but we did it anyway. We bought the West Rim Trail Patch there at Pine Creek Outfitters. But again, they're shuttling our car, so you pay them a fee. You put your car at the north. We're going north to south, so we put our car at the northern terminus, and then between now and Monday, they'll pick it up, take it to the southern terminus, and have it waiting for us when we get there. So it is a little expensive, I will say that. It's $55. But, it is what it is. It would be just as expensive probably to Uber out here. So it is what it is. That's what we did. So anyway, we are at camp tonight. I'm going to show you a little bit about our campsite. So this is our campsite Well, there's Johnny. Say hi, Johnny. So this is, of course, we don't have camp set up yet, but this is where the campsite is. We have a nice fire ring over here, but we have a good water source, which has been a concern of ours today because we had read some things on AllTrails just a week ago where people had done this trail and water was very hard to find. So, but we have a really good water source here. We think that we've got our water, our water issues going forward figured out. I do have an extra bladder with us that we're going to start using with our Sawyer Squeeze, and it holds 2 liters. So if for some reason we have to have that, we will do it. So anyway, so it's been a good day. It's been fun getting back on trail. A couple of things I'll tell you about the trail, though. There's been a reroute, and it's not been logged anywhere. It's not a big deal. However, it is confusing if you don't know it's there. So at mile 6, you come out of the woods onto a road. The trail used to go across the road and then into the woods and to the left. Well, it's right on a creek. So what I'm assuming happened was that during the spring, either last year or year before, it flooded. And there was a bunch of downed trees and everything else. So what you have to do is, when you come out of the woods at mile 6, take a left on the logging road. And it's a gravel logging road. You can't miss it. I mean, well, you'd have to cross it if you didn't take a left on it. So you just take a left on the road, go to the end of the road, and then you'll look to the right when you get to the end of the road, and you'll see where the trail goes back into the woods. However, the only one that's got this right is AllTrail. The map that we have, the topo, was wrong, and the book I have, which was published in 2019, was wrong. So AllTrails got it right. So last time we were on trail, AllTrails had it screwed up, and the map had it right. So whatever, it is what it is. But it wasn't real terribly difficult to figure out. It did take a little doing. We had to stop, and we ended up. Johnny said, "Well, can you get AllTrails?" I said, "Yeah," and she said, "Well, let's look it up on AllTrails." And of course, we were on the road, but on the right path. So it is what it is. But well, anyway, so far our trail's been good. It is overgrown. And again, like I've said in previous videos, it's because of the pandemic. They weren't letting people come out and do trail maintenance, that kind of stuff. Now I think they're starting to, we saw some evidence of some trail maintenance going on. I think now it's just a matter of, a lot of times trail maintenance is done by Boy Scout groups and different things like that. Kids are back in school now in some areas of Pennsylvania. So I just think it's probably going to be tough this year to get it done the way it should have been. However, I'm sure that those groups, and there's groups that we've done trail maintenance as well. I'm sure in the spring we'll get back on these trails hard and heavy and get them cleaned up. So, but it is what it is, and it's not that hard to walk over a log, log-in road, not a big deal. So, it's been a great trail. It's pretty, some great views. Our campsite, nice and cool, very nice. So we're looking forward to it. And we certainly hope that you'll stay along for the ride. Good morning. It is day 2. So we had a relatively uneventful night last night. Of course, when you're in the woods, everything's quiet. You hear things you normally wouldn't hear. So we did hear some weird stuff when we first laid down, but wasn't anything bad. At one point, though, it sounded like there was an animal laying down close to us snoring. It was weird. But then about 2:30 in the morning, I think it was 2, maybe it could have been 3, but raccoons chasing each other about 25 feet away from the tent. So I'm sure they were just playing around. They didn't come into camp or anything like that, but they were noisy. So we had Ricky Raccoon was noisy last night. So today the plan is, we have a relatively ambitious plan today. We want to do 11 miles. And one of the reasons is because once you get off the north end of the West Rim Trail and you start the southern end, which is probably a little past mile 18, your water sources become a little hard to find. And because it has been pretty dry this summer, however, it did rain all night last night. It wasn't a downpour or anything like that. It was more of a soaking rain. However, that could help our water sources a little bit. It's supposed to rain a little bit today. So, you know, obviously the more rain, the more water we have to use. So that should be okay. But anyway, so when if we stop at mile 18, right between mile 17 and mile 18 is a definite water source. So we're going to camel up here this morning because once we leave mile 13, we're going to be out of definite water source until we get to between mile 17 and 18, which doesn't sound like a very long distance, and it really isn't. However, like yesterday, it was extremely humid, so we got to make sure we stay hydrated. So, you know, those are concerns you have anytime you hike in the summertime. You're always wanting to make sure you can, you know, get to a obtainable water source. So that's kind of why we made the plan the way we did. Then tomorrow we just do a short day, 8 miles. Then we're going to take a little blue trail and camp out by Pine Creek. And it's about, I think it's a 2.5 mile in and out. I could be wrong there. It may not be quite that far. But anyway, that's what we plan on doing tomorrow night. We really like Pine Creek. And it's a definite water source on top of that. So then we're 3 miles out on Monday morning to get a cheeseburger and a cold beer. So, I mean, that's a game plan, let me tell you. So anyways, today we know we have a few climbs. I don't think they're steep, but they're not long in length. Again, that seems to be kind of the trend. Yeah, we do have a 2 mile one, but it's on a logging grade. It's a gradual grade, so it's not as steep. Johnny's pumping in because she's been studying that map like no tomorrow. And we really like these waterproof topographical maps. I like the book. Johnny likes to read the map, but it works out together. So anyway, so that's kind of the game plan. We're up and about. This is actually the longest I have ever slept on trail. I didn't get out. I didn't get up. I didn't wake up until about 8:30. So, and that's unusual. However, the sun is not up. And that's part of it, because I get hot very fast, and when the sun comes up and hits that tent, I'm usually wide awake. But anyways, it's nice and refreshing this morning. It's not cold. It's not hot. It's not muggy. It's got a nice little breeze coming through. So that's it's good to start the morning, and hopefully it won't be quite as hot and humid as it was yesterday. But, you know, it is what it is. We're going to do the miles anyway. So, but we look forward to having a good day. We're having a coffee here this morning. Johnny's doing her morning preparations, and got her muffin sitting right next to me so she can have her morning muffin. And camp tradition, of course. And then we'll get on trail. We plan to do about 4 miles, and there's a vista once we get 4 miles, and that's where we're going to have lunch. So, and that's a good start. So we get that done, and then and I think there is a climb right there before we get to the vista. So anyway, so it's day 2, and we're looking forward to it. We know we have a lot of vistas today, so we're both looking really forward into seeing that. So stay along for the ride. Hey guys, so we are approximately 3.5 miles, a little over 3.5 miles in, and we came across this little view here. All right, well, we plan on trying to get some lunch in us. I don't know if we're going to stop here or maybe move on a little bit further. We're going to look at the map real fast. But it is about time for lunch. I'm getting hungry. All right, well, stay along for the ride. Guys, chapter 2 hiking. So we are at the Bradley Wales State Forest picnic area, and this is mile 16 of the West Rim Trail in north central Pennsylvania. It's really kind of a neat little area in the sense that you have some facilities, and so that you know they are open. It's a glorified outhouse. Does not have a sink, but it does have hand sanitizer, which is nice. So, and they're very, very, very clean, actually. So that was kind of nice. You know, you're on the trail, you at least use the restroom. So it's got to say hi to Johnny. Johnny's going to use the restroom. So you have picnic areas. You cannot camp here. However, for 3 hikers, what's really nice about it, because like I told you before, there's not been a lot of rain. However, we just had a rain shower, but there's not been a lot of rain. So here is Pump, and it is a workout. However, it will produce water. So that's nice. We cameled up. Pumping that well is a workout. I'll promise you that. But then we did filter. So if you read here what the DNR says, it says this pump is 250 feet deep. To get water, you will need to pump for quite a while, possibly for up to 15 minutes. Keep pumping, and water will come. Sorry for this inconvenience. You don't know if it's an inconvenience if that's the only water source you got. So, anyways, it's kind of cool. So we figure we have about 2 more miles for today. We do have an incline, however, gradual, it seems. Maybe one little area that's kind of steep. We planned on going 18 miles, and that's really what we want to do. However, there's kind of a discrepancy between the book I bought and the map. And if we find a campsite that is between mile 17 and 18 that actually has running water there, that's where we're going to stay. And that won't put us, either good, bad, indifferent. You're talking half a mile. So that's the plan, and so far it's been a good day. Seen a ton of northbound people. We saw 16 people coming into the camp or picnic area. Of course, it's a weekend. So, but we've not seen very many people heading southbound. So that's kind of nice. So anyways, that's where we're at, and we'll check back with you later. Stay along for the ride. So today was a good day. We did more miles than what we expected to do. However, I think we're both pleased that we did those miles. Agreed?
Sure.
with the vista that you have?
Yes, the vista is nice, but my shoulders hurt.
Okay. All right. Mm-hmm. Any other complaints or wonderful things that you did today that you want to share?
Had some nice vistas.
We did have nice vistas. And that camp area was pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you guys will get to see the video, but we came across a camp area, or a picnic area actually, and it had restrooms and that kind of thing in it, and which is nice when you've been on trail for a while. But the bathrooms were, overrated porta potties basically. However, they were very clean, and they had they didn't have any sinks, but they had a hand sanitizer, which on trail that's nice. What?
It was a porta potty.
Yeah, it was porta potty. Yeah, absolutely. It was just looked like a building, but it was nice to have. Agreed. It was nice to have. So anyway, so that was at mile 16. And then, like I said, we got to mile 18 where we originally had planned on camping. We were a little disappointed because we thought we were going to be at a water source, and it was a pond / swamp. And I don't know, even if I filtered out of that I would want to drink it. So luckily we had cameled up at mile 13. So we really didn't need water. However, we're going to have to go, 7 miles tomorrow?
Right. 7 miles.
Yeah, we're going to have to go 7 miles tomorrow until we get to water that we know is there. Now, there's some seasonal stuff on the way that we might be able to get a trickle. If we absolutely need to have some, we could probably get it. But anyway, so like I said before, it's been very dry up here. So water has been kind of challenging. Not horrible, but challenging. So anyways, the rest of the day went really good. Coming up to the picnic area, we saw about, 16 people?
Yeah, 16 people.
16 people heading northbound. So we're glad we're heading southbound because I don't want to share a campsite with 16 of my favorite friends. So, it's busy. It's a weekend. But they seem like they were all having fun. However, we know because we did it, where they're going to end up wanting to camp with 16 of them, it's going to get trying at best because there just isn't that much campsites. I mean, the campsites are nice, but it's for one tent. Or, if you're hammock camping, I guess, you're fine. But if you're tent camping, the tent spots are small, However, I mean, they'll figure it out. And there might have been some hammock campers. Actually, I didn't see a ton of tents, so, it's fine. Anyway, so we're going to enjoy the vista tonight, get some dinner in us, and get ready for day 3. And we haven't decided about day 3 yet, so stay tuned, and we'll let you know in the morning. Stay along for the ride. Good morning, everyone. It is day 3. So, uneventful night. Did have a little rain last night. I don't think it rained for very long, but I couldn't tell you because I slept like a rock. Anyway, it was a pretty uneventful night, other than a little bit of rain, and quite honestly, we need the rain, so not a big deal there. So the plan today is, we don't know what the plan is today. We haven't quite decided. We could hike it out without an issue and call it a day. Or we could hike about 8 miles and then hike down to Pine Creek, camp out, and then hike 3 miles out tomorrow. We haven't decided what we're going to do. We didn't plan on coming out until tomorrow. So if we feel good and we want to do it, we will. If not, then we won't. So that's kind of where we're at. We do have a little bit of climbing for the first about 2 miles this morning. And then it's kind of ridge walking it, but the last 2 miles is downhill and it can get a little steep and rocky. So, so that's kind of where we're at. We don't really know, we're just going to play it by ear. We're not in a big hurry. We're not trying to break any records. So if we feel good and we want to pack it out, then we will. If not, then we'll camp out. So, however, one thing, water is going to be scarce today. However, I was reading my book this morning, and I didn't think we were going to have water until about 6 miles, but it looks like there is a full-time stream, however small, in about 3 miles, which would be good because we need to camel up. So if we could find water in 3 miles, it would make me very happy. So anyways, we got some vistas this morning. A couple of them pretty right off the bat. Then we have another vista at about, I think it's a little past where mile 26 is, which is where we're going to get, where we would ultimately get water if we can't get it at mile 23. But shortly past that, I think, is our last vista. So anyway, and then it's downhill. But it should be pretty. The hike should be pretty. It's been a nice hike. It's been good to get back out here. Where we spent the night last night is absolutely gorgeous. You know, you can see the whole canyon. So it's really nice. And if I don't quit saying but it's been a good hike. So we've got a good day planned. Johnny's doing our morning preparations. We've got our morning muffins sitting here. I'm having some coffee, and we're going to get ourselves together and get on the trail. Stay along for the ride. Hi guys, we are at lunch. So we've done 4 3/4 miles, about 780 foot in elevation, and we found water earlier than we thought we would. So we actually found water where I talked about this morning, where it says in the book that there's a running stream. It was hard to get water in my bag there. However, I did get enough to fill my 1 liter water bottle. So that was good. But then about another 1 3/4 miles down the trail, we come across this campsite and we came across water, and it was a good trickle. So I filled the bag up twice, filled up my water bladder, 2 liters, and then filled up the water bottle again. So I believe we're cameled up, and we should be ready for most of the rest of the day. We do have another water source coming in about 3 miles, so if for some reason, right now it's pretty cool. I'd say we'd be pressed if it was 75 degrees, wouldn't you?
It's cold.
Yeah, well, it's not cold, but it's not 90.
It's cold.
So,
If it's below 80, it's cold.
oh my land. Anyways, so it is kind of cool. So I don't know if it's actually going to get warm today or not, but we have water, and so we can stay dehydrated if it does. So we basically have another 6 miles. If we decide to go out today, we have another 6 miles. So we'll touch back with you later. Stay along for the ride. Guys, just wanted to share with you, we're heading down a trail, and we just happened to see this off to our left. Man, this is beautiful. All right, stay along for the ride. Hi guys, we did it. We decided to come on out today. It's still early in the day. It's only 3 o'clock. We made really good time today. We did about 10 miles in about 4 hours to 5 minutes, give or take. So I'm not real sure what got into us, but I'll take it. It was good. Our elevation gain today was about 1,200 feet, a little more than that. The last mile and a half, 1.7 miles is all down. Very rocky. Not a big fan of that, but it is what it is. Well, we completed it, and we're headed to get a cheeseburger and a cold beer.
Yay!
And you know what? Thanks for staying along for the ride.